I'm extremely proud of this group, for tonight and for the season. I mean, they just keep piling on. First for our program, this was the first time in Division I history we've had back-to-back 20-win seasons. It turns into 3 in the last 4 years. And we have a group that no matter what adversity we face, continues to strive for building special. And we had a number of guys that stepped up tonight, and Brent was one of them, down the stretch of this season, and he's been really, really special for 2 years now with us. But down the stretch of this season, there's not a lot of guys that can guard him. And it's a credit to his work ethic, his commitment to team, his belief in the coaching, and he's an all-in guy. And, the fact that in 23 minutes he drops in 27 points, and you see us going to him after timeouts, and guys on the other team know we're going to him, and he still puts them in the basket. And so really, really proud of this young man and the entire group. We had a stretch in the first half where we weren't in great rhythm on the offensive end. How we play, unfortunately, sometimes our offensive efficiency leaks into our defensive efficiency. I wish it was the other way. That's not always how it is with us. And so we kind of struggled on both ends. They went on a run, but our guys stayed the course. And we grinded it out, and then we kind of went on our own run, and our guys came ready to play in the second half, and we kind of reversed the order, and we did it to a very, very, very good Ball State team. This was their second year in a row of 20 wins. They've had a nice year, and I have a lot of respect for James Whitford and their coaching staff and their players. And they brought tonight, and if you came to the game, you saw a great Indiana mid-major college basketball game. Well, the way we play the game is we want to get it side to side. And we're going to touch the paint with the basketball, whether it's on the dribble or whether it's thrown to the post. And, our guys have gained a ton of confidence in Brent. I mean, he's scoring the basketball. And so they're feeding him the ball. And, we're a tough team when we have a player like Brent and like Big Steve did 3 years ago and Joe Reed was doing. I mean, when you have, guys that can score with their back to basket, it's hard the way we play to double team and to dig too much because – 2 years in a row, we've been in the top 10 in the country in three-point shooting. I mean, we got 4 guys out there that can really, really shoot the basketball. And so you got to pick your poison. Are you going to play one-on-one in the post, or are you going to come dig and then we play, get the ball happy and knock down threes? And so it's a challenge for other guys, just like it is playing Ball State. I mean, we probably got burned by Franco kicking it out more than we did even with him early in the game when they went on that run. He was doing a nice job. So when you surround a good post player with shooters, it's really hard to defend.
Brent talked a little bit about it at halftime, bringing energy. Was that something that you had to relate to them?
I mean, we went in there, we always talk, all right, very calmly, here's what you got to do to win game. We go through X's and O's of both offense and defense, and then we talk kind of what emotionally is going to be more important. And that's what we had across the board, big words, play with juice. And that was critical. I mean, when you come into a postseason game like this, I mean, both James and I talked on the phone 2 days ago about the game. I mean, we're friends, and we talked about it. We're like, hey, team that comes out with more juice is going to win this game, or more energy. I mean, we got our own words for it, but we pour our heart and soul into the NCAA tournament. Trying to get there in our league tournaments. And that's what we're striving for. And so, sure, there's some disappointment you got to come back to. And we're both, very, very good teams. But when you come into here, all right, who's going to play the game? Who wants the game the most? And, looking at the second half, you can tell our guys wanted to play. Like, it didn't come easy. We've been off for a number of days, because our tournament's so early. And we showed it. And there was a stretch in that first half when Ball State, went up 10 on us where, we were not in a good flow, whether it was from being off or, probably a good part of it was they're very, very good. But then our guys wanted to play the game. I mean, we never gave up. We just kept grinding. And you can tell when teams get frustrated, they start taking tough shots, particularly us. I mean, our guys, when they get frustrated, it'll be a tough shot or two, and that's when we've had some tough stretches. Our guys didn't do that tonight. We stayed the course. We never put 2 tough shots in a row. And that when we can do that and we can stay with our paint touch offense, we're very, very efficient. And that's what got us back into our flow in the second half. And then we started getting some stops too.
How much do you credit the seniors, especially like Brent, to the game? A game you could have kind of let get out of hand after halftime. A group of seniors and a group of guys doesn't let that happen. How much do you credit them?
I mean, it's all about our guys. I mean, I haven't played a lick all season. I mean, they get in that huddle, and the fact that they're engaged with what we're saying, and we talk a lot about coaching from within. When we came out at halftime in our huddle, we had talked about playing with juice, and then in the huddle before we went on the game, all I talked about was every time there's a transition from us is from offense, defense to offense, pause in a game, foul call, whatever it is. That's a transition. Every transition, you are to focus on your teammate and how can you make him lock into play with juice on the next possession. And that's our coaching from within, is focusing in on pushing your teammates. And I think our guys did that. They locked in on each other. That relieves the pressure on yourself. You're not worried about yourself. You're not worried about maybe I've missed 2 shots in a row. Maybe coach had me sitting for the last 4 minutes, whatever it is. When you focus on your teammates, like it relieves everything. And then all of a sudden you end up getting something phenomenally good. And that's what our guys got. They got great efforts from each other.
When or how does this work going forward? I know without the set bracket, when are you going to know who you're playing next, where you're playing next?
So we were there were 26 teams. It was kind of a unique number because they try and get 32, but a number of teams ended up getting the automatic bid that they thought didn't win the automatic the regular season, go to the NIT, and so it didn't work out. They got their 26 so that they wouldn't lose the integrity of the tournament. And now there's 3 teams that are going to get a bye for the second round. So they seed it by KenPom numbers, okay? And so we were the 5th seed of the 26 teams, okay? But the kicker is that they match people up regionally, and they had 2 teams that were above us playing each other. So there's going to be one that's going to drop out. And then they had 2 other teams ahead of us that were playing on the road. So there is a chance, probably not moving into the top 2, but there's a chance we could be that 3rd number and get a bye. I think there's a couple games tomorrow, Derek. Is that correct? We found out later than a lot of teams. I mean, I'm talking to Tony down to Jacksonville, and he knew like 4 days ago who they were playing, and we didn't find out until Sunday. Well, he learned 5 or 6 days ago. I didn't learn until Sunday night about 10, and we started prepping for a different team, and then they flipped it up on us. We'll wherever they tell us to go. I think we're on the road. In this next game. I mean, there's no guarantee that we wouldn't come back. The problem is that there's really no one in our region right now.